Hello guys, welcome to RK Medicos. In this section we are going to discuss about the COVID-19 or the novel coronavirus. And first we see the another names. What is the another name of COVID-19 is SARS-CoV-2. It is the another name of COVID-19. And what is coronavirus? What is COVID-19? How this disease is going to spread? What are the myth and rumor of this disease? What are the signs and symptoms we appeared, and what are the method of treatment till now? And we can see what are the other symptoms we can see in our body. And basically we also see the COVID-19 protocol for the treatment. Till now there is no any vaccination, we know it, but for now we can see what are the main points we have to remember. Main points we have to memorize this about the COVID-19. We can see what is the COVID-19. We are going to see an introduction. It is a type of virus, and we can see here it is the type of virus basically. And this virus is going to affect our body. How and what is the made up of? This virus is basically made up of the, we can see here, nucleic acid. This virus molecule is consist of nucleic acid, and this virus, suppose that this is the virus molecule and it is consist of nucleic acid, but their covering is made up of here protein coat. This protein coat is covering this virus. Now you can imagine this virus is basically composed of nucleic acid and covered with the protein coat. And this is the invisible light for us to, we can't see from eyes, so we are going to use something to see these viruses. And what is it? That is the light microscope. Through the light microscope we are going to see this virus. We can see here, seen by the light microscope, and they are able to multiply only within the living cells. What is the living cell in the any human bodies, or the any, we can say the any animals, the host in which the living cells, these are the coronaviruses are going to enter inside that body of that different types of animals, or the different types of hostess of that coronavirus, and they are going to multiply inside their body. And after their multiplication they increases their number inside the body. And this is the all about the introduction. Now we are going to see what is coronavirus. Coronavirus is a diverse group of family in which they are included. The coronavirus is a large group of family members of viruses which may basically causes the infection of either animals or the humans. They causes the disease in both. They cause the disease either in our human bodies or either in the different animals. And what are the diseases causes? In the several years before, we can see in humans, the coronavirus is also known to be the respiratory infection. This coronavirus from the previously in the past years, we know, or we study about it, and we know from there they causes basically disease of the respiratory system. And respiratory system is basically, there are difficulties breathing, or the suffocation, or the breathlessness. This type of problem is appeared here. And we can see the patient is having common cold, more severe illness in the Middle East countries. We can see the Middle East respiratory syndrome, the MERS is developed in that area of our world. That is MERS, that is Middle East respiratory syndrome. And another one is severe acute respiratory syndrome. This is SARS. And here the SARS-CoV-2, it means the same. The severe acute respiratory syndrome, COVID-19, is developed here. And we can see the most recent discovered coronavirus is causes COVID-19. The same, the coronavirus, what they are infecting either animals or either humans. When they are going to infect the humans in the Middle East countries, that is MERS is developed. And we can see the another one is SARS, the severely acute respiratory distress is developed. The recent one is COVID-19. And what is COVID-19 is? What does it mean, COVID-19? Here we can see the COVID-19 is basically the infectious disease caused by the most recently, what the coronavirus is discovered now, that virus is causing the affecting disease in 2019. In the past year, just before 1 year, we are already suffer from this disease. Many people in the world now suffering from this disease. There is no any treatment here now. So this is the recent coronavirus, what developing now in the whole world community, and they producing the effect. So we can see this is the COVID-19. The 19 is representing here the year in which this virus is going to appear in the whole world. And this new virus and the disease is known as outbreak begins in the Wuhan city of China. Basically in the China there is a Wuhan city. In that city this virus is first time began. and in the month of December of 2019, this COVID-19 is now pandemic. Now it is all over the world, in the different countries globally it's happened now. So we are going to discuss what is the main. This is the picture of COVID-19. You can see how wonderful it's looking now, and we are going to see in the multiple species of the COVID-19, having multiple species. There are some of the coronavirus or the COVID-19, the coronavirus families. Different viruses are going to live in the human body. Some of them are animal bodies, and they're affecting the different parts of our body. These viruses, some live viruses in the animals, some lives in the us, means humans. Some of them animals, some of them are present in our human body, some of them in animals. And now all of us know, almost all of us have coronavirus present in our body all the time. And now it's very surprising for you, all the time coronavirus is present in our body in the different parts. And we can see the human species of coronavirus is identified back in 1960s, not now, in 1960s, in past years. We appear first time coronavirus in our bodies and in the human species. These human species do not causes lots of harm. They not causes basically any type of harm for us. They are not going to produce any disease for us. But in every year, 10 to 15% develop common cold. We can see the cold symptoms will be developed in the patient. 10 to 15% of the patient is caused by the coronavirus, and that is the cold patient. Basically these coronavirus are present in our body all the time, and they begins because the human body, they are developed 32 to 35 degrees centigrade. The temperature of our body is basically 37 degrees, is maintained already by the homeostasis. So this temperature, the 32 to 35 degrees Celsius, is most favorable condition for their development. In the human body, they are going to normal body temperature is 37 degrees centigrade, is maintained by the homeostasis. Our immune system, they are going to maintain our body temperature, is maintained by the homeostasis for the maintaining. That's why these viruses are going to multiply in our body at the normal temperature. The upper respiratory tract is only the upper respiratory tract. It means they are just evolved. We can see the trachea, bronchioles, or the bronchi level. We can see at that level, and in the throat region, this all region it gets affected in the upper respiratory tract. And the favorable temperature, we can see the viruses gets replicated. When these viruses are going to get their favorable temperature, these viruses are going to multiply in the number and increasing their number. And that increased number is leads to affecting the different parts of body in a large quantity. And we can see in the animals, these coronavirus are found mainly in the bats. So it's clear now, coronaviruses are basically found in the bats initially, and these bats after that they just can't find directly to the transfer to the human. First they are going to some intermediate host. After the first they are present in the coronavirus is in the bat. After that they are going to some intermediate host, and then they are coming into the human. And this is the whole chain or the scenario for the transmission of this disease in the COVID-19 case. The COVID-19 is basically transferred by this way. The first they're coming from the bat, and then they're going to some intermediate host, and what is it we see later. And then after that it's appearing in the human body. And we can see this is the not a first incident for the coronavirus to appear in the human body. It is the third incident. This is not the first time the coronavirus is going to affect the human body. This is the third one, or the third attack of the coronavirus on the human population. We can see the coronavirus animal has entered in the human body is the third time now. Then what is when the first time, second time is appeared? Now we are going to see some historical point of view when the COVID-19 is appeared in the past years. The first, we can see here, the first incident took place in China in 2002. In 2002, first time the coronavirus is appeared in the China, and when the infection is transmitted by the cats, first time from the bats to cat, this transferred by the bats to cat. It means what? The reservoir of the coronavirus is bat. Basically they are going to some intermediate host, and the intermediate host is here cats, that is civet cats. And after that these cats are sold in the market. That time in 2002 the bats are infected these cats, and these cats are sold out in the markets of the China. and after that these Chinese cats are going to sold in the markets, and they spilled over the human. These cats are going to household, and they after that their pets, these cats are affecting the humans, and this chain of this disease will be going on, and the whole population of human is gets affected that time in that particular specific area. And we can see that that time, the time phases from 2002 to 2004. At the time passes 2002 to 2004, the cycle kept going on. This cycle kept going on. It means the vat is infecting the intermediate host, and this intermediate host cat, civet cat, is going to affect the humans, and this chain is going on, and the viruses keep spreading spreading in the human population. And this term, that at that time the term is for the coronavirus is SARS-CoV. As we see from the initial, the SARS-CoV-2, we can also see here that is the severe acute respiratory syndrome. We can see here severe acute respiratory syndrome is developed that time from the first time. For the first time the appear severe in the China 2002, and they are kept going on. SARS-CoV is developing. And again the second attack, we can see the second outbreak of the coronavirus when it appear in 2012. In 2012 the second attack of, or the second outbreak of this coronavirus is appeared in the Saudi Arabia. In the Arab countries, they are affecting in the Saudi Arabia, especially in that different regions of the Saudi Arabia, and they are going to second outbreak for this virus, and the virus is spilled from the bats. This time these viruses are from bats. Once again the coronavirus reservoir is a bat, and the bats get affecting the camels, because the camels, lots of camels in the Arabic countries, and the camels are going to affect the humans. So we can see here these viruses are present primarily in the bat. We can see here these bat are going to affected the camel, and this camel is going to affected the human. So this is this whole chain. This is the second outbreak. In the first outbreak, what is happening? The first one is bat. After the bat, they are going to cat, and then human. So this is the first outbreak, and this is the second outbreak. Hope you understand. Now the third outbreak of coronavirus we are going to see, and the second, some description about the second. The second one is MERS-CoV. The second one is called as MERS-CoV because these are basically happened in the Middle East countries, so these are called as MERS, and their coronavirus outbreaks is termed as Middle East Respiratory Syndrome. Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, or they are also called as MERS. So first you know about the SARS-CoV, then MERS, and now COVID-19. Now we are going to deal with some knowledge about some different points about the COVID-19. We can see the third time is now this time is the third time for the coronavirus dealing with coronavirus, that is COVID-19. They are how going to spread. Basically there is some theory to explain how they are going to spread nowadays, or the recently this coronavirus, how they are going to spread. There is no specific clue for them, but the theory is going on, and the theory is that the bat is going to affect the some pangolins, and they affected the another intermediate host, and after that these intermediate hosts are going to affect the humans, basically these humans. The bat, then pangolins, or the some specific intermediate host, and they are affecting the humans. In that way they are coming in our human population, and they are affecting. We can see in the second cases, the first case was absorbed in the Wuhan in December 19. From the initial topics we already discussed about it. And in January 2020, the first confirmed case will be death is occur on the 7th of June. The first death from the coronavirus due to COVID-19 will be appear on the 7th of June, and the China is going to inform the now WHO for the pandemic. This COVID-19, that till that time the COVID-19 is going to spread in whole different neighbor countries of the China, or the different parts of our world. So we can see the WHO is termed that viruses that time at the 7th of January, and after that they called that virus is SARS-CoV-2. The SARS-CoV-1 in the China is in 2002, but now in 2020 again the coronavirus attack in the Wuhan city of China, and that virus is called as SARS-CoV-2 by the WHO, and the disease pathogens is called as pathogen is causes, that is COVID-19 here. And now we are going to see some myth or the rules we can see later, but first we can see here some important points. You must think about it. Why the animal coronavirus? Why the animal coronavirus? The coronavirus which is present in the bat basically, or the intermediate host, is affecting the human, and why this human population is gets affected with these animal viruses basically. So the one simple answer is here. The must think why the animal coronavirus, the virus which is the animal coronavirus that is present in the bat, they are harmful or deadly for us. They are harmful or deadly for us. On other hand, we can see, and we know from the initial, we are living with human coronavirus from the thousand of years, but there is no any outbreak of the disease by the human coronavirus what they are present in our body. But what happened to the animal coronavirus? They are present in the animals or the bats or the intermediate host. They are going to, the only one region they are going to say about, according to the WHO or the different we can say the different communities of the world, they are going to say about that the region is only one. The animal coronavirus can replicate. The animal coronavirus can replicate in the human body temperature, that is 37 degrees centigrade. What is the normal human body temperature is 37 degrees centigrade, and at that temperature the the animal coronavirus what is present in our bats or the different intermediate hosts, they are going to replicate at that normal temperature or that normal body temperature. So it is the most specific way to describe this. And next one we can see the human, what is the coronavirus is present in our body, that is human coronavirus from the past 100 of years. They are not going to affect our body because they which can replicate only at the 32 to 35 degrees centigrade temperature, and our body temperature is 37, so it's not going to affect our body basically. They are only coming from the animal sources or the animal coronavirus. We are going to affect our body because their favorable temperature in our body is 37 degrees centigrade temperature. Now we are going to see several symptoms of the coronavirus, how you can identify the patient suffer from the COVID-19. We are going to see the most common symptoms here. The most common symptoms of COVID-19 is the first, fever. The patient may suffer from the fever, and the fever is like 100.4 centigrade Celsius temperature of the fever, or maybe the 100 Celsius temperature. We can see the next, dry cough. The patient may suffer from the dry cough. The cough is not productive. They are not going to produce a sputum or the mucus like this. Next one is tiredness. The patient feel tired all the time, or the weakness. We can see the what are the other symptoms. These are the three main symptoms: the fever, dry cough, and the tiredness basically. And some other symptoms are also appear sometimes in our body. What are the other symptoms? They are the less common symptoms, but they also may affect the patients included. The first one we can see here, the itches in the body itch basically, the pain in our body. Next one we can see the nasal congestion. Nasal congestion is basically due to the nasal plug inside our nose and the difficulty in breathing. Next one we can see the headache or the conjunctivitis, that is inflammation in our conjunctiva of the eyes, or the sore throat. There is a soreness in our throat, in the throat region there is a soreness, or the little pain in the throat, or the diarrhea. Maybe the patient suffer from the watery stool or the diarrhea, or the loss of, this is also important here, the loss of taste. What is the patient eating any food or anything, there is a loss of taste or the smell. The patient also having the loss of taste and smell, and the rashes appear on their skin. Somehow the rashes will be also appear on their skin, and there is a discoloration of fingers and toes. These are the some symptoms of the COVID-19 we can see, and there is some similarities and dissimilarities with the different common flu or the influenza or the allergies. We can see also in the second half of these parts. We can see now these symptoms what we see above are usually mild. They begins gradually and they gets more severe, and the some of the peoples become infected, but only very mild symptoms. Many of the people gets appear only in the mild symptoms. They are not going to appear all the symptoms here. What we see, only mild symptoms we can see. And what happened to the patient after the descended this virus inside our bodies? When it descends down, the respiratory syndrome is developed, and it can causes the pneumonia in the patients. What is happening to the patient will suffer from the pneumonia, and the first half we can see the more severe. After that they are going to gradually increase and they suffer from the severe acute respiratory distress syndrome. First the patient suffer from the pneumonia, and later on they suffer from the respiratory illness. Next we can see in this syndrome the lungs filled with, we can see the lungs is going to inflamed. There is inflammation in the lungs and the fluids are filled inside it, and there is a gaseous exchange is going to does not work properly. What is going on inside the human body is basically inside the lungs, inside our lungs there is a going to inflammation. Inflammation is going on and it leads to the fluid accumulation and the difficulty in breathing of the human, and there is a breathlessness condition is developed, suffocation is happening. So this is the most important, or the most, we can say like this is the most important symptoms here. When the patient suffer from the difficulty in breathing, so we have to go to check up for the doctor, check up to doctor. We can see here what are the most common symptoms of COVID-19 here. The fever over the 100.4 degrees centigrade. We can see the cough or soreness in the throat basically, and the difficulty in breathing, suffocation or the breathlessness condition will be developed. Next, chills or the muscle pain, the body ache or the itches in the body, and the new loss or the taste of a smell, or the, we can also say the taste of a smell and the taste is the loss here. Next one is nausea and vomiting in the some patients, and the diarrhea is also appear, and the headache and fatigue is the also characteristics. These are the several characteristic features of the symptoms of COVID-19 here. Now we are going to see according to WHO what is going on, how the symptoms will be appear in our body, in how many days we are in contact of some patient with the may patient suffer from the COVID-19 and we don't know about it, then how many days we can confirm it or we have COVID-19 disease or not. So coronavirus disease or not, according to WHO we are going to say the incubation period of this disease is 1 to 14 days. What is incubation period? Basically, you are come in contact with the person, the may person suffer from the COVID-19 and you don't know it about कि the person suffer from the COVID-19, and basically from the day when you are in contact of that patient, or we can say from that day to 14 days, in between these days these viruses are entered inside your body and they are going to multiply. When these viruses are going to multiply at the enough level or the threshold level, they are going to they are going to appear in our blood, and when we are going to for the different testing in the blood testing, so these viruses can appear, so we can call them they are positive or negative. This is later, but we have to see now what is going on here. What is the incubation period for now? We can see the period where viruses enters in our body but not showing the symptoms yet. These viruses are enters in our body but they are not going to show any symptoms, because these whatever the symptoms we see above, these symptoms are not appear till that time. That period is called as incubation period. And why it's not showing the symptoms? Because I already told you the replication amount of these viruses is not started enough to showing the symptoms. They are not going to produce symptoms inside our body. And the average incubation period is basically 5 to 6 days, when the 50% of the population of the human is going to showing the symptoms in 5 to 6 days of coming contact of the COVID-19 patient. It means any patient is coming in contact of the COVID-19 patient, then its symptoms will be start appearing in the 50% of the human population in how many days? That is 5 to 6 days. But the incubation period is maybe coming in 1 to 14 days in between. Now we can see the another point. The deadly part of incubation period is I am carrying the person which is suffer from the COVID-19, but now you can come in contact of that patient but you don't know, because the symptoms is not appearing in your body. Then you are also the carrier of the COVID-19. Maybe you are going to some market or the other places and you are moving, you don't know about COVID-19, you have or not. So you are also going to spread this disease in the community. So you are also going to spread this disease in the human population. So you have to stay at home, isolate yourself, or the self quarantine is best for that when you are come in the contact of any patient of the COVID-19. It's essential. Now we are going to say Because why we are going to select this? Because the any person who is in contact of the COVID-19 patient, maybe the get chances of the disease, and when the patient suffer from this disease, they are going to infect 2.5% of the person. Means when you I got COVID-19, it means I am going to spread this disease at the rate of the two and half. It means it is the exponentially growing, the exponential growth of this virus in our community. So it's most important to stay at home and be safe your population of the human, and be care yourself, be care your population, be care your community, everyone, and stay at home and think about it what you are going to do. Now next we are going to see some questions regarding the how the persons worry about that, what is going on when I am coming in the contact of patient of COVID-19, what is going on inside me, what happened in my body, and the different types of question we can see here. The first question is, what should I do if I have COVID-19 symptoms? If the any patient is appeared some symptoms of COVID-19, and when should I seek for the medical care? Suppose that any patient is suffer from the COVID, he is going to think about it. I am suffer from the COVID-19 and some symptoms will be appeared in me like the COVID-19. So what we are going to do, or what we are going to do for the medical care health, we can see here. If you have minor symptoms like the cough, fever, or the chills, or the tiredness, so don't worry about the lot of it. Just stay at home, isolate yourself, and stay away from your family members or the community peoples or the different society. Don't participate in the different cultural activities. We can see here. So mild symptoms patient is having fevers, no need to seek any medical care. Just isolate yourself, or the self quarantine is doing for yourself, self isolated, or the monitor your symptoms. Basically what the symptoms is appeared, take the symptomatic treatment. Suppose that you suffer from the fever, then take antipyretic drugs. Suppose you have some cough, then you can take antitussive drugs. So these are the drugs you can use. So you can treat by yourself when it is in mild condition. How you can know it is a mild or moderate or the severe condition, we discuss later. What is the mild, moderate, and the severe condition of COVID-19? We can see here, follow the national guidelines of the self-isolation. For the when you know the some symptoms of COVID-19 appeared in your body, so isolate yourself is better for you, your family, and the whole human population here. Next we can see, keep at least 1 meter distance from the other people. What is your family members or community members? Keep the distance from everyone 1 meter, and avoid to touching your nose, mouth, and different parts of orifices. Avoid it, everything. So we can see, the other people, do not touches the surface with your hands. So it's very important here. Seek immediate care if you have the symptoms is going to worsen, or the more worsen symptoms will be appear in your body. So you can go for the help, medical help. And what is the medical help? If you get difficulty in breathing, pain or the pressure in the chest, this is the important here. The any symptoms which appear like this, the difficulty in breathing, breathlessness, suffocation, or the pain in the chest, this type of condition is appeared, so you can go for the medical care health and call the ambulance, or the visit hospital is best for you. How does the COVID-19 is spread? The COVID-19 is basically spread from the people is suffer from the COVID-19. The any person is suffer from the COVID-19, and the other person who have the virus, you are going to touch the person, you are going to in the contact of that person, the disease is spread from person to person. Person to person means how? With the small droplets from the nose to mouth and expelled from the person COVID-19, the cough, sneeze, or the speaks. The any person who suffer from the COVID-19 disease and you are going into the contact of that patient, so avoid the distance 1 meter or the 2 meter, sit very far from them, and avoid the speak with that person without mask. And we can also avoid the distance maintaining. The distance maintaining you must here. And if the patient is sneezing and coughing, then stay away from them. It's very essential. Next we can see, what should I do if I have come in close contact with someone who has COVID-19? This is the most important here, because no one knows when you go when you got COVID-19, when any patient suffer from that, the symptoms appeared like this, then you have to avoid to come in contact with that person or with that patient. And what you're going to do, close contact means that you live with, have been, or the sitting with that person less than 1 meter, the person who suffer from COVID-19, that is the COVID-19 patient. Then what you should do in this case, best to stay at home, best way to stay at home. And if you do not have any symptoms is going to appear, then you can stay at home for the 14 days, or we can self quarantine. You can self quarantine for the 14 days. For the 14 days you have to stay at home, and if the symptoms is not appear, then it's okay, everything is okay for you, you are not going to affected for the COVID-19. What should I do if I have come in close contact with someone who has COVID-19? You can do isolation, you can do quarantine, and there is a maintaining distance of at least 1 meter distance. At least you have to maintain minimum 1 meter distance. You have to do quarantine, or you have to go for the isolation. Isolation is for the means separating people who are ill with symptoms of COVID-19. If in your family any patient is appearing going to appear the symptoms like the COVID-19, so the person is have must to go for the what, for the isolation. And what is quarantine? Quarantine is basically separating the people who are not ill themselves. They are not ill, but they have to separate from the families for the seeing the or appearance of the symptoms. They are waiting for it. So there is a quarantine or the isolation. They are the main differences. And attending the best way to stay away from them and isolate yourself is best way for the future goal or the future. We can see here how long does the virus survive on the surface. In the different surfaces, how long the viruses are going to survive here. The most important, we can see the coronavirus on the surfaces, they are easily cleaned with them. Mainly the home, what we are going to use, the home disinfectants are going to kill all the viruses in the different parts of our surface. But in the region of COVID-19 can survive up to 72 hours on the plastic. In the any plastic things, these viruses are going to alive up to 72 hours, and in the stainless steel less than up to 4 hours on the copper, and less than 14 hours on the cardboards. So these are the things we have to memorize it, keep in mind these things. Next we are going to see similarities and differences between COVID-19 and seasonal flu. We are going to see some similarities, some differences between the COVID-19 and seasonal flu. The seasonal flu, when the weather or climate is going to change, and these symptoms will be similar to the COVID-19. So we can't going to identify which is the common flu or the seasonal flu, or which is the COVID-19, which is the allergy. So we are going to see some similarities and dissimilarities here. What are the similarities? The symptoms are, we can say like this, mostly similar. Name the cough, fever, or the body aches and the vomiting, everything is going to same, the similarities. What is the transmitting? What is the main way of transmission? The transmission, you know now, they are the person is sneezing, talking, droplet infection, or 1 to 2 meter distance is maintaining is most important here. Now we are going to see in the more way of COVID-19 is also transmitted fomites. Fomites means basically the patient parts of the lips or the nose that touches the viruses, and the person who are going to also touches your hands or the lips in the different parts of the region, so they are also infected in this way. They are called as fomites, basically in the different body parts, in the skin or the eyes, nose caries. We can see these all are the regions is also affecting, and they all are affection is called as fomites. What are the differences? There is no any difference in terms of symptoms. All the symptoms are same as the COVID-19 or in the common flu. The coronavirus may be transferred by the aerosolized matter, unlike the flu, and the flu viruses have vaccination. Vaccination is available for the flu viruses, but the coronavirus is still no any vaccination for the treatment. So still development is going on. Or we can see what are the differences in the allergies, cold, flu, or the COVID-19 viruses. It's most important here to know about it. How we are going to identify it? We can see the several categories to identify them. The symptoms begin in the case of allergy, in the case of cold, in the case of influenza, in the COVID-19. When the symptoms is going to appear first time. Suppose that the patient suffer from the allergy here, and that is gradually, the symptoms is going to appear gradually. Next one, in the cold, the same gradually, but in influenza abruptly, suddenly. But in the COVID-19, the symptoms will be appeared within the 14 days of exposure of the COVID-19 patient or the COVID-19. The symptoms last up to allergy season. When the allergy season is going on, then symptoms will be disappeared. In the cold, on the 4 to 10 days, they are going to disappear. And influenza, they are 5 to 7 days. In COVID-19, it depends or the varies from person to person. But it also depends on the several symptoms categories, that is mild, moderate and severe. If the patient is in the mild condition and the condition is not going to worsen in the COVID-19, the patient may be, we can say like this, the patient is going to be recovered in this phase in basically 2 weeks in the mild phases. In the moderate and severe cases of the COVID-19, the patient have to quarantine for the 3 to 6 weeks. And in these 3 to 6 weeks, the patient have some severities, or we can say like this, the patient maybe suffer from the severe diseases like the respiratory distress syndromes. And this is the most critical case here, and the most critical condition for the patient to passes from these stages of the life. This is the most important when the patient suffer from the severe condition of the COVID-19. We can see the body HH is not in the allergies, but yes, in the cold, in the influenza, sometimes in the COVID-19, not all the time, sometimes basically. Next, chills, not in the allergies, less common in the cold, but influenza and sometimes in the COVID-19. Next, we can see dry cough, yes, in the COVID-19, yes. Also in the influenza, cold and allergies, everywhere. Exposure of germs, basically, not in the allergies, but COVID-19, yes. Influenza, yes. Common cold, yes. Fatigue and weakness, same. Sometimes, yes, in the allergies, and all the threes. Cold, influenza, yes. Next, fever, yes, in the COVID-19, not in the allergies. Headache, sometimes in the COVID-19. Eye itches, no. Eye itches only in the allergy cases. Itching of eye allergy only in the allergy cases. In the nasal congestion, when the nose gets congested, less common. The nasal congestion is also less common in the COVID-19. When the nasal congestion is occur in the we can see the influenza, cold and the allergies. Nausea, vomiting and diarrhea, sometimes. The smell and loss of smell and taste is also characteristic feature. We can see the loss of smell and taste sometimes, but in COVID-19, yes. Here is the characteristic. One characteristic. Second, we can see there is the shortness of breath. We can see here sometimes, no, yes, little bit, sorry. The shortness of breath we can see here, no, less common. Here also no, little bit. But in the COVID-19, yes, here is the characteristic feature. The loss of taste and smell, shortness of breath, and the last one, symptoms get worsened in the only COVID-19. In the allergy, not going to symptoms gets worsened. So these are the main characteristics feature through which we are going to identify the different types of disease. We are common flu, or the patients out from the cold, influenza, or the COVID-19, or the allergies. So you have to know about the test first. Ask the patient about the test. He can taste or smell or the different things, or either we can ask for the suffocation or the breathing, or the symptoms get worsened if the patient is having different types of testing going on in his body. So these are the differences in the different diseases. Now we are going to see about some questioning myth and the rumors of the COVID-19. What are the myth and rumor about the COVID-19? We can see here everyone should ensure your mouth and throat should be moist and keep sipping the water through the virus in your stomach, not going into your respiratory system. The people are going to tell like this: if you take water all the time or the sipping, then virus is from the inner throat region, they are moving inside the stomach and they are not going to affect the body. But it is not 100% truth. what is going on inside the stomach. This virus is already told initially. This virus is nucleic acid and they are covered with protein coat. And this protein coat is not going to digest by the stomach HCl. So the virus reaches in our intestinal region and they're going to further reservoir. They are going to store there and they can affect the gastroenteritis diseases. So these viruses are going to affect also in the GIT. So you can't tell like this, okay, if the patient is taking water, so it can helpful for these patients, because we can see here the famous microbiologics books is about the, we can say, the other enveloped viruses like the coronavirus is allow the viruses endure the condition in the GIT can spread by the fecal-oral route, because these viruses are not going to digested in our stomach because due to the HCl. They are due to covering of these viruses, they enters into our GIT and they're going to affect the different parts of intestine. We can see these coronaviruses as coated by the glycoprotein, where that's one is protein, and around which it protects it from the stomach acids, and why they can causes the gastroenteritis and the passes the fecal matter and the survive in the whole GIT. So this is the myth about them and the rumors of the COVID-19. So don't take it serious. If you drink water, then coronavirus is not going to affect you. So we can see next one. If you have runny nose or the sputum, if you have runny nose with a sputum, then you have a common cold, not COVID-19. It is not 100% true. Why? It does not mean the COVID-19 virus is only affecting the runny nose or sputum. There also does not prove this viruses season. They are not, WHO is not going to tell till now if the person having runny nose or the sputum is more produced, so the person is suffer from the COVID-19 common flu. It is not true about it. Next one, we can see the new viruses is not heat resistant, will be killed at the 26 to 28 degrees centigrade. It is also a rumor here. The coronavirus is now replicated at the normal human body temperature from the 37 degrees Celsius. So it is not going to killed at the 26 to 28 degrees Celsius temperature, because again the microbiology book says that the viruses can replicate at the 37 degrees centigrade like the MERS and SARS-CoV-2. So it's again going to replicate in our body. It's not going to kill. So this is not the heat resistant virus. So it's also a rumor. Next we are going to say, these all questions are very interesting here. You can see the drinking warm water and the harmful for the virus, and taking hot shower kills the virus. It is also rumor here. This virus, you know, they are going to grow on the 37 degrees Celsius. They are going to replicate in our body. So how you can kill the virus by the drinking water? How you can going to kill the virus by the taking shower? We can see here, our human body maintains the homeostasis all the time. They are maintaining the 37 degrees Celsius temperature, and does not matter if you have drinking hot water or taking the hot shower, the body will maintain the temperature 37 degrees Celsius, as it already written here, the favorable for the replication of COVID-19, and the 19 virus is going to replicate in your body. So it doesn't matter what you are taking here. Now we are going to for the testing. What are the different way of testing for this COVID-19? There is a two main testing for the confirming the COVID-19 here. The first, we can see the different method of testing. The first, antibody test, and second one is RT-PCR. The RT-PCR is the most specific test here, that is reverse transcriptase polymerase chain reaction. In this, we are going to use the reverse transcriptase enzyme by the converting the RNA of the viruses into the DNA. And we can see here, and they are collected how. The antibody test we are going to see here, these are also called as serological test. The antibody test for the COVID-19 is also called as serological test. They are used to find out the presence of virus in our body. This test, that is antibody test or the serological test, are going to find what are the amount of antibodies against these viruses are present in our body. And this is basically tested by the blood samples. We collecting the blood sample of that patient and used to find the antibodies against the viruses, and they process to detect the quantity of antibodies they are produced by our immune system. Our immune system is going to interact with these viruses and producing antibodies against these viruses, and these antibodies will be appeared in our blood, and so we are going to testing the blood, or the serological test is done in our body, and that is called as antibody test. Simple, so simple. Next we can say it is an indirect method of diagnostic. Why? It cannot find the virus directly. It can just find the antibodies against the viruses. So it determine the immune system that encountered it. What our immune system is going to encounter the coronavirus and producing the antibodies for against the coronavirus. Our immune system is going to produce the antibodies, and that antibodies is present in our blood, and we are going to test the blood and find the antibodies, not finding the virus. So it is indirectly saying the virus is present in our body and we are going to produce antibodies, our body says. It's so simple. And we can see the antibodies can shows up to 9 to 28 days after the infection is setting in our body. Even the infection is first appeared, there is a 9 to 28 days it takes for the antibodies appear in our body, and by this time the infected person can spread this disease if the person is not isolated. If that person is not isolated during this stage, this person is going to spread this disease in a human population. So it is very bad for us. We can see the RT-PCR. I already told you the reverse transcriptase polymerase chain reaction method, testing the nasal or throat swab. The patient taking the nasal swab or the throat swab is taken in the cotton swab and from the patient, and they are extracting the ribonucleic acid or the RNA, which is genetic material for these viruses. There is a swab testing, we can see like this, and the lysis of the buffer is done in RT-PCR machine. It is a digital technology to calculate for the identification or for the testing of the COVID-19, that is RT-PCR. So it is very fast and rapid testing. We can see next one, the vaccine development. What is the treatment of the COVID-19? I already told you there is no specific treatment for this COVID-19 here in this world till now. Here is the only some vaccination is in the progress phase. They are going to developing by the different countries in the different laboratories of the world. So what is the main vaccine which are in the trial phases? There is basically the drugs in our communities coming after the passing the several phases of the by the WHO regulation or the rule and regulation. There is a 3 phases basically. First 3 phases have to cross all the drugs trial. There is a trial and processing of these drugs, their symptoms, efficacy, potency of these drugs will be calculated during these days, and after that these drugs or the vaccines will be available in the market for the sale. So it is very important, these 3 phases have to cross all the vaccines, all the drugs in the world, whatever the country, whatever the rule regulation in that country, but we have to go for the WHO for these vaccines or the drugs for approval to sold all the drugs or the vaccines in the whole countries. So it is very important. So what is the vaccine development for the COVID-19 here? The first one is Covaxin. Covaxin is basically is going on under the processing in the 3rd phase now, and it is the very we can say like this, on this the whole world is now seeing around these vaccines for the treatment of the COVID-19. Not only Covaxin, there is many countries try to prove yourself for his vaccine is good or not, or the trialing phase or the first phase, second phase or third phase, all the countries doing the same. Now hope what is going on in the world, hope everything is better in the better in future. We have to wait for it and watch what is going on. But first vaccine is Covaxin, is now in the 3rd phase. We are waiting for the better result of this vaccine. First phase, the patient is used, that is 375 peoples in the first trial. In the second trial, that is 750 healthy peoples is used, and in the 3rd phase there is 1800 peoples are used. They are focused on the taking these peoples, 1800 peoples, and then it's going to submit their all the reports, the specific in a community in the health society. We can see the vaccine could be ready at the end of 2020 maybe, or in the early of next year. It's not possible to in 1 or 2 months nowadays. It's possible only at the end of 2020 or in the 2021. We can see the next one drug is Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine. This is sharing the potential vaccine now, and it is also in the early stage of the clinical trials now. It is in the second phase. Hope it will be it will now in the second phase, I think. And the developers and scientists are showing the positive results, and this is the most effective for now. The scientists are saying these vaccines are very effective for now, and their results are very good. So hope it will be better for us in future. And these vaccines are also, these institutes are said that the able to produce the 300 to 400 million doses in the vaccine by the December, till the December or in the early of 21, we can see the 30 or 40 crores of this dosage of the vaccines is available in the market, and half of this production is going for the India. Now biotech Pfizer is a German and US firms reported their additional data is the experimental COVID-19 vaccine is conducted by both the tests, that is biotech now, and it is the result on the T cell response. This is important here, T cell response against the novel coronavirus. This is the third one vaccine, biotech Pfizer, that is the third. These are the three vaccines, Covaxin, Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine, or the biotech Pfizer. Now we are going to see some home remedies. If the patient is going to for the self quarantine or the isolation, so the patient can take in the home doing these things. In India or in our neighbor countries or in the Asian countries, the peoples are doing like this. They wake up early in the morning at the 6 a.m. and wake up, and then after at 6:30 to 7 a.m. in between them they are going to do some exercises or the yoga, and after that at the 7 a.m. they are going to take some hot lemon water. Water with the in water they are going to put some lemon drops and they used it. After that they are going to take vitamin C tablet, that is basically in the world we can see the Limse. These vitamin C tablets are providing the immunity. They are boosting our immune system to fight against the coronavirus. So what the symptoms is appearing in our body, they are going to decrease the symptoms basically, and they are going to improve our immune system. They are going to boost our immune system to fight with coronavirus or the COVID-19. So there are several drugs, and these are the main whole scenario you can use at the home remedies and the home quarantine schedule for this. Now we are going to see in the next case current treatment schedule in India or in its neighbor countries, in the Asian countries, what is the current schedule for the treatment. Also in the several countries of the world, what is the treatment of the COVID-19 we can see. For all the patient, when the patient is suffering from the COVID-19 and the symptoms should be appeared, you can give one tablet of hydroxychloroquine, that is 400 mg. First day, when the patient appeared the first day in the hospital or in the symptoms appear, that is 2 tablets in the morning and evening. But next 6 days, these are the courses of the 7 days, and in the first day you have to give 2 drugs of the hydroxychloroquine in the evening and morning, and later 6 days, in the second to 7 days, you have to give only 1 drug of hydroxychloroquine tablet, and after the breakfast in the early morning. Next we can see there is a Silcal tablet, vitamin D. It is the vitamin D tablet, that is Silcal, is given to the patient. There is all the 7 days, patient have to take 1 tablet after the lunch. In afternoon after the lunch, you have to take 1 tablet of Silcal. Now in the third, there is a zinc sulfate. It is also immune boosting drug. They are the immunomodulators or the immunostimulators. They are the drugs which giving 1 after the dinner in night. We can take 1 drug, 1 tablet per day. Next one is Limse, that is vitamin C. You have to take 3 tablets morning, afternoon and evening. All the 3 times you have to take this drug. So this is the schedule for all the patient. What the patient have appeared the symptoms, or the patient is mild cases or the moderate cases. In severe cases we have to do many more things. These are the mild and moderate cases, we have to do these things. And you can stay at home, self quarantine or the isolation is done in a single room, and you can follow these steps in this sequence. And it is the better to go hospital in India or the different country. There is no medical facilities is available for all the peoples to attain and go to a hospital for the treatment, better treatment. You can stay at home and follow these steps, and it's help to cure your health better, and it help to maintain your immune system or boost your immune system, and your immune system is going to fight with that coronavirus, and one day you will be, you want the life, or you can save your life in these things. Now in the case of fever, if you have only fever is coming, so you can take any paracetamol tablets. If in the case of throat pain or the running nose is happening in your body, then you can take cetirizine tablet. There is a morning and evening 2 times. And in the case of cough, you can take some syrups according to your countries or according to your uses, how many cough or the what is the productive or non-productive, you can use according to that. And the case of breathlessness, you have suffocation, breathlessness problem in the taking there is an inhalational problem or the inspiration problem, then you can take Dexona, or the different types of drugs is used here in the different countries. So you can follow this treatment protocol, and you will be cured or you will be fine in few days or in the 2 weeks minimum. If you are in mild cases, if you are in moderate and severe cases, you have to stay in hospital or in the self quarantine for the 3 to 6 weeks. It means minimum for the 1 month or the 1.5 month. Now we are going to say COVID-19 protocol. If you have mild cases or moderate cases or severe cases of the COVID-19, if you have mild cases, you will be recovered in 2 weeks basically. And if you have moderate and severe cases, maybe it will take 3 to 6 weeks for the recovery. So don't panic about it. You are not going to well in few days, so it will bad for you or you will be going to die. So hope everything will be fine for you. So you can follow these steps. You will be definitely fine, or you will be definitely going in better future or the good life. You will be stay here. Now you can see here in the mild cases what is happening. You can check by yourself. If you have oximeter, you can check your oxygen level. Oximeter, that is if room air temperature is oximeter in our body is greater than 94%, it will be in mild condition. It will be 90 to 94% in room temperature, that will be the moderate. It less than 90, it will be the severe cases of the COVID-19. You can see the respiratory rate per minute will be less than 24 beats per minute, that is mild. 24 to 30, that is moderate. Greater than 30, that is severe cases of the COVID-19. So our respiratory rate will be also increases. Next we can see the person having no pneumonia, then it will be the mild case. If you have pneumonia in the just earlier stages, then you have moderate cases of COVID-19. The pneumonia in severe cases, you have severe COVID-19. So these are the clinical criteria of the dividing of COVID-19, mild, moderate or severe. Now the some chest x-ray, according to this there is many laboratory findings. You have to go for the different tests in the laboratory and you can find everything here. What we are going to basically focus on the treatment here. In the treatment, the routine of the daily routines, we can see you can take paracetamol in the early phase or in the mild phases, moderate phases and in the severe phases. If you have fever, you can take paracetamol. If you have cough, you can take antitussive, that is cough syrups. Antitussive is all the 3 cases. If you have COVID-19 early, mild or moderate or the severe, in any phases, you have to must to take vitamin C, zinc, these 2 drugs. These 2 drugs are the immune booster drugs basically. So you have to take these drugs. These drugs are good for your health. These drugs are going to improve your immune system, and the immune system is going to fight against the coronavirus. So it is very important to take these drugs. So vitamin C and zinc 50, you have to take vitamin C 3 times or the 2 times a day, or the zinc COVID for once a day. After that, if you have any stomach problem or the we can say GI problem, you can take omeprazole or pantoprazole injection in the severe cases. So these are the treatment in the daily routine treatment of the, these are the special treatment of the COVID-19 nowadays in the different countries. So you have to must follow it. You have don't go to wander anywhere for the treatment of COVID-19. Stay at home, and you can also cure yourself. If you have no medical facility in your areas, you can go through it and you will be very fast cure. Fluid resection, we can see oral rehydration, you can take oral remedies or the home remedies, you can follow it. And now many different types of antibiotic will be used, azithromycin in all the cases. If you have some problems in your bodies like the patient suffer from the diabetes or the different types of operation or the heart diseases, then that patient will be treated with the hydroxychloroquine. In that cases, anticoagulation drug will be given. In the case of the moderate and enoxaparin, that is anticoagulation drug, they are going to prevent the coagulation of our blood. So this drug enoxaparin is given in the patient if suffer from the moderate and severe cases. A steroid is also given. Dexamethasone, that is breathlessness, is preventing by them. These are also given the patient with moderate and severe cases. Oxygen support is required in the patient if there is a less than 90 saturation level of the oxygen in the severe cases, or the 92, 94, or the 92 to 96 oxygen level. Then you can also go for the ventilator or the oxygen support, not required in the mild cases. So don't worry about you have no oxygen, you can survive, don't worry about it. Now we are going to see COVID protocol, many more things. We can see what are the complication. You can see here complication here. Treat appropriately, follow everything, you will be definitely cure and good in some days. After some days you will be good, and after some days you will be fine. So don't worry about it and don't panic. First, don't panic about anything. Stay your home, and isolation is most important here. So next we can see trial therapy is going on. These drugs are in trial. Now it's going on in second phases, moderate phases. What is the trial? Remdesivir, or we can say the plasma therapy will be given, convalescent plasma, or the lopinavir 400. These drugs, or the interferon beta, these all are the trial drugs. These are going on in the different hospitals or in the different parts of our countries. In the different countries, these drugs are used now. So the initial drugs are the immune booster drugs, or they are symptomatic treatment of the COVID-19, but these are the trial therapies now. And the monitoring of the disease by the doctors, if you are in hospital, the daily monitoring is required. If in the mild case, every 6 hours is required, every 6 hour monitoring is required for the moderate case, and the severe every 4 hour, or continuously monitoring of these patients, oxygen level and many things. So what is the discharge criteria? Most important is here, you have to follow this, the recovery time 2 weeks to in the mild. If you have no symptoms is going to gradually disappear, then you are going for the testing of COVID-19 negative. If you have negative, then you are moving anywhere, you will be fine. Next, if you have moderate and severe cases, you have to stay at home or isolate yourself for the 3 to 6 weeks, or you can go for the hospital if you have severe cases of COVID-19. So this is, hope you understand and you will enjoy the journey with the COVID-19 topic or the lecture, and everything is I am going to I hope everything will be clear here. If you have any queries, you can contact me on the Facebook, or you can message me anywhere. Everything is available on the YouTube and Facebook, so you can follow me, message me, contact me. If you have any queries, I am always with you, and don't panic first. Thank you, and all the best from my side. Hope your health is good. Be safe, stay at home and take care of yourself. Thank you.